All right, welcome to the roadmap to becoming a standout athlete. This is our velocity-based training approach for strength and performance for developing elite levels of speed and power in athletes. At Durkin Sports Performance, we do things a little bit differently. Everybody in our facility is on their own custom program. We don't do group classes, we don't do boot camps, we don't do group workouts. The reason for this is we find that if we have a group of 12 to 15 kids, there's going to be some that are above the rest and some that are down here very underdeveloped. And what happens is the underdeveloped kids get held back and they don't get any better because now they're trying to do things that they are not capable of doing yet to catch up to the ones that are more advanced. And the more advanced ones, it's normally too easy for them because you got to make the class somewhere in between. Everybody at our facilities on their own custom program based off of this roadmap. There's a stepping stone for everybody. Everybody's going to come to us at a different point, and it is our job to explain where you're at and what we need to do to get you there. Okay? So, why is this not moving? There we go. Who the heck am I? My name is Michael Durkin. I'm the owner and head strength and conditioning coach of Durkin Sports Performance. I opened back in 2017, and we're actually on our second facility now. We outgrew the first one within the first 7 months. Since then, we've worked with over 1,200 athletes and have trained 23 sports teams. We have helped athletes earn over $1.6 million in athletic scholarships, and that number is growing every year. That is our total at the filming of this video. Hopefully soon that goes up by another couple 100,000. Before Durkin Sports Performance, I had a stop at the University of Pittsburgh, which made me realize I hate college strength and conditioning because the hours are insane. I'd be up at 4 a.m. every morning. Our first team would be in at 5 a.m. and I would work 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. And there are some days I didn't even see daylight. So it was a little bit miserable. It made me start losing the passion for it. And that's why I knew I had to leave and do my own thing where I actually enjoy working with athletes at hours that I like to be working. When I was at the University of Pittsburgh, I worked with all the Division I teams, but my emphasis, like whenever these teams came in, this is where I had to be, was baseball, softball, soccer, volleyball, and wrestling. I did have a quick stint at Robert Morris University. I took on 2 teams there after I opened Durkin Sports Performance, which was women's rowing and men's ice hockey. And unfortunately, we did learn a couple weeks in that it's actually a recruitment violation for me to be working there, working with kids older than 12 at my own facility. So I did unfortunately have to step away, but it was really cool to get in there and see how they were doing everything, and it really allowed me to get a bigger picture of how the local Division I teams are working. So let's start at square one. What is the number one mistake athletes make that hold them back for years? And the answer is simply not knowing where to start with their training. Oh, I skipped one. Far too many athletes just jump into training and have absolutely no idea if it is right for them or if they should even be doing it. If they want to get faster, they go run sprints. If they want to get stronger, they load up a bar, lift it as many times as they can, and hope they get stronger. What they don't realize is that there is so much more to being an athlete than just simply sprinting and lifting heavy. Okay? I'm going to move my little head here. You can do 100 sprints a day, but if you're not training to maximize type 2 muscle fiber activation, you're never going to get faster. You can lift all the weight that you can as many times as you possibly can, but if you do not maximize ATP production and the stability in your body, you will not get stronger. The unfortunate thing about training as an athlete is there is so much more to it than just going to the gym and working out. In the big picture scheme of things, there's stepping stones to this. So we're going to show you a big glimpse of where you're potentially at now and where we need to take you. So how we want you to think of this is the fact that there's 4 training components. I don't know where the best place for my head is here. There's 4 basic training components, and we need you to think of this as phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. So number 1 is building the athletic base. We're building you up from the ground up, and we're going to teach you how to move. We're going to teach you how to be an athlete. We're going to go more in depth in these in a couple minutes here. I just want to do a brief overview. Phase 2 is hypertrophy. Now we're teaching you how to build muscle, use that muscle to your advantage, continue to develop the foundation, and build movements from the ground up. Phase 3, we go into strength and power, where we teach you how to be strong, we teach you how to be explosive. And phase 4 is power and speed. And this is where we actually take everything we've learned and applied it to your sport so you actually see results on the field, ice, or court. Now we're going to break these down phase by phase. So phase one is building the foundation. This is where we teach you how to be an athlete. This is movement prep. This is athletic development. This is teaching you how to jump, land, sprint mechanics, teaching you how to squat, lunge, hinge, push, pull, press, carry, crawl. We improve balance, we improve stability, we strengthen the core and lower back, and we improve all athletic specific movements. We're teaching you how to be an athlete. This phase sets you up for future success no matter what sport your child decides to stick with. If they come to us now playing 3 or 4 sports and they decide on one, it doesn't matter what that one is going to be. If they develop this base, they're going to have the skills to succeed at that sport. You cannot achieve athletic mastery skipping this phase, and this is the biggest issue. I had 14, 15, 16-year-olds who have never trained a day in their life who come to me and they're like, yeah, I go to the YMCA, I squat as much as I can, I bench as much as I can, I'm not getting stronger. And that's because they missed this entire development phase. Now, when you're young, we love getting kids at 10, 11, 12 because that allows us to focus on this phase a little bit more and really develop that base. Sometimes whenever we get you young, this phase takes anywhere between 1 year, 18 months to really develop that base. But whenever I get like a 15, 16, 17-year-old for the first time, this phase has to be completed within like 5, 6, 7 months. And that really makes things difficult. So the younger, the better. But even whenever we get kids that are older, there's still a very, very responsible way to go about this where we don't rush the process and they still get the right results. Phase two is optimizing body composition. And the one thing I got to say here is we're not trying to turn you into the Hulk. We're trying to add new muscle. And here's the reason for this. I give this explanation whenever I talk about developing speed and developing strength, and it's the same for body optimization. Let's say you buy a car from Honda, and now you want that car to be a race car. You can't take the stock model that it has and expect it to win race. You got to improve the engine. Improving body composition is improving the engine. It's giving you something new to work with. If you're not fast now, doesn't matter how many sprints you do unless you improve the engine, which is the muscle. Okay? We are going to continue to improve the foundation, but now with more advanced movements in this phase. We really begin teaching you how to train and not just work out. We begin to incorporate sport-specific movements here that are for the sports that your child wants to play. The goal here is to add muscle and improve body composition. That is, add muscle, burn fat, and develop and build an athletic body. We improve range of motion for each lift to perfect form and technique for more advanced movements to come in the future. We build your body up from the ground up and teach you how to use your body to your advantage. And the most important part of this phase is we are bulletproofing the joint and helping you become injury resistant. You will not see success in phases 3 and 4 without improving body composition. And that is a fact. In order to get the most out of the phases 3 and 4, we have to master phases 1 and 2 first. 9 times out of 10, we do get an athlete that comes in. They have the foundation, but now we got to optimize body composition before we go on to phases 3 and 4. Otherwise, they have nothing new to work with and they will not see results. So then we get into phases 3 and 4. Phases 3 and 4 is all about strength, speed, and power. We maximize strength, we increase how fast your body can produce force, and then we develop the ability to not only maximize speed and power, but to transfer it to sport-specific movements. When you combine all 4 of these phases, we work towards a goal called mass-specific force. This is where the magic happens. These 4 components of training allow us to develop the important thing that is an athlete's physical performance, that is mass-specific force. I need you to think of this as stage 1, creating the foundation and developing the foundation. Stage 2 is optimizing body composition, and then phase 3 and 4 is increasing explosive strength, increasing speed strength, and increasing max strength. This is where I want to put this whole thing into a pyramid so you can understand where most of the population lies. On the left side of the pyramid, we have the stages of development, and this is what is going on with the actual athlete. And then on the right side of the pyramid, this is the training emphasis. And I don't know where to put my head, but I've already talked about everything on this side, so I'm just going to focus on the other side. Okay? So this is breaking it down. This pyramid, how this goes is this, all these percentages are where the general population is either stuck at and can't get to the next level. Okay. So at general prep and advanced physical prep, this is phase 1 and phase 2. This is where 82% of the population is stuck at, and they can't get faster and they can't get stronger because they have not mastered phases 1 and 2. By mastering phases 1 and 2, you are already going to be better than 94% of the population who are training for sports. If you are able to build the foundation and you are able to optimize your body composition, you are going to be better than 94% of the population that is putting these two together. Okay? In this phase, everybody who's stuck here, they're frustrated with past programs and they realize they need a more advanced approach. They are suffering from a lack of stability, size, strength, endurance, speed, and power. In order to move up this ladder, master phase 1 and phase 2, and you will become where the top 4% of athletes are stuck at, and that is maximizing strength and maximizing speed. Okay? Here, you finally understand that there's a future for you in this sport, whether it's college, whether it's pro, whether it's juniors, whether it's just the next step after high school or middle school. This is where 4%, that is it, 4% of athletes are stuck at. And this is where we come in to really help you excel. This is where we need to separate yourself from the pack. Okay. Our goal is get you faster, stronger, and then get you into that 1.5%, which is where we are now taking the skills we are learning in the facility and transferring it to the field, ice, or court. Okay? How this goes. This is not your overall lifespan when training for an athlete. Our goal is to get you out of general prep and advanced physical prep. Our goal is to get you to special strengths. And we can do that, and we can do that easily. You just have to trust the process. When we get to special strength, transfer, and peak alternate into 3 separate phases. And we go back, and our goal is to peak you every single time your season starts. So we go to special strength. We work on maximal speed, maximal power. Then phase 2 of your off season is transferring it into sport specific performance so we can peak you for the season. Phases 1 and phases 2, 94% of the population are stuck at. When you can master these, we get you into that top 4%. And this is every 3 months we peak you. It's a big, big difference than being stuck here and not understanding what's going on. This is where you get faster and stronger every single year. Our hockey players, for example, whenever they come to us in the summer, they have a month of special strength and power where we're working on absolute max strength, max power. A month of transferring where we transfer all the movements to sport specific production, and then we peak you right before you leave so you are at your absolute best. This is for all of our sports. Hockey is the easiest one to break down. That's why I'm using it as an example, because we really only have a 3-month off season with them. With baseball, it's a little bit different because we have spring ball, summer ball, fall ball, and then we have like 5 to 6 months before that season starts, so it's spread out a little bit longer, but it's under the same things. When we get you out of that top 94, every 3 months we peak you. That's the goal with all of this. So when it comes to being an athlete, we need to be stable. We need to be strong. We need to be powerful, explosive, fast, agile, conditioned, mobile, injury resistant, flexible, bigger, faster, stronger. But guess what? If we cannot transfer it to your sport, what's the point? Right? It means absolutely nothing if we cannot transfer it to your sport. And that is the goal. When you're with us, you're not just working out to work out. We're just not making you sweat to make you sweat. There is a purpose behind absolutely everything that we do. This means in order to move the body with great power and mechanical efficiency, we must first train the body to produce large forces in the directions and angles that you use in your sport. We develop you as an athlete first, and then we go into sport-specific training. Otherwise, you will not have the necessary tools to master the sport. If you're a soccer player and you just try to master soccer movements, you will be behind those that develop the base and then build the foundation, and then master soccer movements, because they have the stability, they have the power from the hips, they have the explosive stride, and then they can master that. But if you skip all of that and you just try to go to master soccer movements, for example, you're going to have a really, really hard time keeping up with the pack. That is the importance of phase 1 and phase 2, phase 3 and phase 4. Okay? So, do you have to start at phase 1? Absolutely not. No. That is what our evaluation is for. When you come in and you start working with us for the first time, we do a full performance evaluation so we could say, hey, you have your base. We now need to start on body composition. Or you have your base, you have the body composition. Now we need to maximize strength and power. Just because you're getting started does not mean you're going to start at phase one, does not mean you're going to start at phase two. Okay. The we do the athletic performance for a reason because we don't want to hold you back. Our goal is to get you to peak as fast as we possibly can while trusting the process and understanding there's some stepping stones we have to get through in order to get you to that absolute peak level. We perform a complete athletic evaluation so we can tell you where your body's holding you back, where your imbalances are, and exactly where you need to start. And you want to know the best part about this entire thing? Our evaluation is 100% free. 100% free. This allows you to come in and actually go through an athlete specific performance evaluation so you can understand the picture, where you're at and where we need to take you. And we can show you on this roadmap to becoming a standout athlete exactly where you are and what we now need to do from you from this point going forward to make you that standout athlete. Okay? We understand that everybody's coming from a different spot. We have worked with some of the best athletes in the world, including a couple of Olympian athletes whenever I was at Pitt. And watching the way they train just changed the game for me because they understood the bigger picture. And we need you to understand the bigger picture to achieve athletic mastery. Okay. So if you are interested in knocking out the evaluation, and this is just so you can see the facility, meet the staff, make sure this is something you even want to do besides just getting where you are right now and where we need to take you, hit us up. You can either reply to the email you got the link to this video in, and we'll get you going on the evaluation, or email me directly at coachmike@durkinsportsperformance.com, or go to durkinsportsperformance.com/get started, or just durkinsportsperformance.com and click the little bar at the top that says get started and fill out the quick form on there, and we will get you going. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I appreciate your time, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video.